Here, first up, Marcus, the Eurozone did better in the fourth quarter than previously thought.
Yeah, the good news of the day, I suppose you could say that. There are growing hopes that the recovery is taking hold among the 18 countries that use the single currency. Between October and December, the Eurozone economy grew by 0.3% in comparison to the previous 3 months. That's still a low figure, we need to say that, but it is a pickup from the third quarter when growth came in at just 0.1%. Let's take a look at the breakdown across the Eurozone. As you can see right there, growth in Germany was at 0.4% during the fourth quarter, and the French figure came in slightly better than expected at 0.3%. And when it comes to Italy, it was the country's first positive growth figure since 2011. I'm talking about the growth figure there of 0.1%. Now, the French growth figure has been attributed to higher investments by companies. At the same time, the French government acknowledges that more needs to be done to boost growth further. But the French finance minister says the figures show that France isn't the Achilles heel of the Eurozone.
This shows that France is a country that has great capability and capacity. We have to stop with the French bashing. We're not the sick man of Europe. We're a leader country of the Eurozone. Our capacities for resilience and for bouncing back are extremely high, as long as we're able to boost investment and innovation.
Now, beyond France, Italy is also in the spotlight as its Prime Minister Enrico Letta has resigned. It's widely tipped that Matteo Renzi, who is the leader of the Democratic Party, will be named the next head of government. Italian stocks, they've been trading higher on that prospect, with investors hoping for an economic boost. Olivia Salazar-Wenspe takes a closer look now at the man who's likely to take Italy's reins.
Here, in the cradle of the Renaissance among Florence's museums and chapels, the city's mayor, Matteo Renzi, has been honing a political career that's now propelled him to new heights. Renzi was named leader of the centre-left Democratic Party last year, a serious coup for someone who, at 39 years old, has never been a member of parliament. His nickname's the Scrapper, as he's often calling on politicians to scrap the system and start again.
If Italy wants a radical change, that change can either come from the Democratic Party or no one at all.
Many put his rise down to his energy, charisma and no-nonsense solutions to the country's economic woes. With national unemployment at over 12%, Renzi's Jobs Act wants to ease up labour laws and make the job market more flexible, as well as introducing some tax cuts. He also wants to attract foreign investment. Italy received some 32 billion euros from foreign shores before the recession. That's dipped to just 7.2 billion today. Renzi's also looking to nudge up growth. GDP shrunk by 1.8% last year, but things could be looking sunnier, with 0.4% growth forecast for this year. The much-needed structural reforms should be among the next Italian premier's most pressing tasks, if they're to give the country's economy a much-needed boost. Yet this will be a difficult job, and one that Enrico Letta has not managed to pull off during his time in power.
And on Valentine's Day, as I said before, it seems that investors, they seem to be feeling some love for Matteo Renzi, because Italy's main stock market index was up more than 1.6% at the close on the prospect of him becoming prime minister. All of the main markets in Europe ended the week in positive territory on the better-than-expected Eurozone growth figures. The FTSE 100 up only marginally, but still above that flat line, as I say. Over in the United States, factory production dropped sharply in January by 0.8%. Despite that, all of the main indices in the United States closed with gains on Friday. Overall, in the United States, stocks, they had their best week so far this year. Let's talk you through a few other stories that we're watching for you. Brazil slipped into a recession during the second half of 2013. That's according to preliminary figures from the Brazilian Central Bank. They show that the economy contracted by 0.2% between October and December. It looks set to raise the pressure on the Brazilian government and President Dilma Rousseff. Airbus has announced it's buying the small German lender Salzburg München Bank. It's a bid by Airbus to get easier access to capital both for itself and its suppliers. The plane maker says the name of the unit will be Airbus Group Bank. The German regulators still have to give the green light, though, for this deal to go through. And if you've received a box of chocolates for Valentine's Day, savour it. Chocolate prices, they look set to be heading higher as cocoa has hit a 2.5-year high. Cocoa prices, they've risen almost 10% just this year as producers are struggling to keep up with the demand. Chocolate makers are left with a choice, either lower cocoa content or hike prices. It seems as if it's time to do some bulk buying when it comes to chocolate, if you are a chocolate lover, at least. Back to you, Claire.
Absolutely, of course, I have that weakness. Marcus Carlson, thank you very much for the roundup of the business news. Now it's time to see what's